Aloha, everyone. I'm JC Gordon. I'm the founder of the Church of Eden, and I'm here in Hawaii just launching the Church of Eden right now. And on my screen, I want to show you the breaking of the monetary matrix that is available for everyone, where God's inheritance of $100,000 a year is predestined for everyone. All you have to know is this is right for you, it feels right, and it will just flow to you. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to, on the screen here, I'm just going to show you what this means. Okay, this is our eternalization specialist overview that we have, and I just made this out for Yahuah and I've got today's date on here. Very simple overview. It talks about what an eternalization specialist will faithfully do. Be a radiant vessel of God's eternal timeless presence. Serve with eternal purpose and divine impact. Walk in God's multifold overflow, 6,460% return on investment abundance. Seek the deepest intimacy with the divine or God. Honor God with every breath and every beat of your heart, and agree to fulfill the following monthly God ROI, return on influence, or return on investment gifting schedule to the best of your abilities. It's very simple. It's about 5 hours a week time commitment out of the 168-hour week. But all my coaches are implementing what is called the power of four, where you work with four coaches. You're a student having your coach evolve your perception of consciousness into that deeper and deeper state that God is, but at the same time helping others do the same. It's kind of like the evangelistic mission of God's through his frequency that is in our church in on the planet right now. So the power of four works like this, okay? So you will have 4 new clients in your first month, and that's all you are going to be working with is those 4 clients, and then the model is scaled out on a regular basis. There's a $129 monthly donation to the church, and that's it. There's nothing more. We have everything in place. We have all of the funnels for the leads that coming into us. We have all of the paperwork in place. We have the whole system in place. But following the model of 4 and scaling it out, by about the 6th month, you will be at that $100,000 level of $8,333.34. And through the church, that will be on an after-tax basis as well. And so what God's inheritance is for everybody is a 6,460% per month return on investment. In other words, that $129 is tax deductible, goes in, that $8,300 after tax comes out. And what this is doing, and this is the reason why I came back from my near-death experience after I had a chainsaw go through my throat, was to help people break the monetary matrix that is enslaving humanity right now. Now, I had to wait, after my experience, 29 years for this to happen. Why? Because the power of God, the frequency of God was not in our universe until right now. And literally, it dwells within our church and evolves itself, evangelizes itself through people. So the evangelization aspect of God is through God's economy, not through the monetary matrix that everybody is enslaved to, but through God's economy, which has never been known before. And so that was why I came back, and that's what the Church of Eden is all about. So if this resonates with you, if you feel and know that this is who you are, that you know that you're so much more, you know that there's more to life than you've ever been revealed before, you've known about it, and when you're hearing my words right now, I'm not speaking to your mind, I'm speaking to your spirit. So what your spirit is going to do is it's going to impress you from the inside. Many people, it's in the gut. A lot of people, it's radiates through their heart, that's just coming out right now. And so no one is meant to be monetarily restricted. If anybody is monetarily restricted right now, you don't have to be. Okay, you no longer need to be monetarily restricted. You no longer need to be a slave to a a corporation that is all about maximizing profit through you, paying you as little as possible for the time that you're committing, which is, for many people, the majority of their life. That no longer does anybody have to do that. And that's why I came back from my near-death experience. That was over 29 years. I didn't want to come back. I wanted to stay there because of the essence of everything that I was. But
so let's talk, because we didn't pick, this is like a second to the first video where you talked about your testimony. So anybody who's just checking in this, we were talking about the funding of how you become a discipleship coach, to share this with 4 other people while you're working. The most important part is while you're getting healed and you continue to keep working on yourself, you're paying it forward and discipling 4 other people.
Right.
So JC, like I said, for 22 years since I've been in Oahu, has tried to do ministry. We've tried everything under the sun, network marketing, to have the extra funds to use to do the ministry. And I really wanted to just serve God full time, but it's like you can't even do network marketing full time until you get enough business to quit the full time job, right? So all of the things I tried just have never really worked. Or I felt sorry for everybody, and I was good at getting people, and I'd feed everybody else people. But my group never grew because they'd fizzle out, and I gave all my people away.
Well, the reason why that has happened, Ahava, is because it wasn't the right time. Okay. There, up until December 31st, 2019, a dark force energy of fear and chaos has been in place. And nothing in life has happened by chance. In other words, everybody is exactly at the place they're meant to be right now. And yes, that is 100% correct. No one has been allowed to break that monetary matrix until right now, because that frequency of God has not been in our universe until right now. There is only one ultimate power source that owns everything, including money, and that is God.
So you hit on that for if they've been going to church for their whole life, and they're like, what is he talking about? I've never heard that God wasn't able to do anything until right now. So can you hit on while you were on the other side when you died? Right. And what you were told, so they're kind of caught up, because they may be a little confused at home right now.
My favorite ancient wisdom text is a book called the Bible. Okay, and literally the last 2 chapters of the Bible, Revelation 21 and 22, is happening right now, where that new heaven, that new earth is for the very first time. The frequency of God is here in this universe. And in Revelation 21:3 talks about the dwelling place where God resides, which is in our church, the Church of Eden here in Hawaii. And so that's why no one has ever known that before. Everyone has looked at God from a historical perspective. Okay? And everyone and that every message that's come out is exactly the way that it's supposed to. But we're not in that historical perspective. We're not driving around a horse and buggy anymore for transportation. We are living in the now. In other words, tomorrow cannot happen by going through yesterday. Okay, it has to go through today. Today is God revealing himself to humanity for the very first time. Why? To become the tomorrow of everything that God is. And that's a whole different conversation. But it's all meant for God to reveal his totality of who he is. And the frequency of God is a triad. It's a triad of God, Jesus, and Eden, E-D-E-N. Eden. It's the triad of all 3. What I experienced during my near-death experience was that God is both male and female. Okay, God is both male and female. And the male element or consciousness of God has one purpose, and that one purpose is to create its physical self, which it does within its womb, which is the divine eternal body of what Jesus is. And so that's what's being birthed, and it can only happen when 144,000 people on the planet right now become the totality of God, which means your annual God inheritance gifting of $100,000 on an after-tax basis. You have to have this. You have to have $100,000 on an after-tax basis. Why? Because that is God's gift to you, meant to break the monetary matrix that is enslaving humanity. And so How are you going to know, Ahava, if this is right for you? Is because you're going to feel it. You're going to feel it and you're going to know it. Because as I'm speaking right now, I'm not speaking to the mind. I'm not speaking to the the limited perspective of what the mind is. I'm speaking to your spirit. And what I'm saying right now will resonate with your spirit, because your spirit, which resides in the central canal, the opening in your spine, chiropractors know that as the innate intelligence, that will resonate to you. Many people feel it as a sensation in their gut, but a lot of people feel it with this overwhelming vibration, this overwhelming frequency of, oh my goodness, this is finally, it's here, right? Finally, the Word of God, the totality of everything God and the Spirit is here, and you will feel it. You will know that this is right for you. And so that's why I came back from my experience, to help others to become the totality of everything that they're meant to be, which is the totality of God, as Jesus was, as the Edenic frequency and God frequency is doing. And so one thing that I can say from my experience is that 144,000 that will come forward have already come forward in timelessness, because time is like a drop of water in the time in the ocean of what timelessness is. And time is meant to move itself into that timeless essence and everything that humanity is, which happens through you becoming the totality of what God is, which begins with your God inheritance of $100,000. You have to have this to confirm, to quantify 100% without a doubt that God is real. When your $8,300 goes into your bank account from outside of the monetary matrix, from within God's economy of eternalization specialists within the church, that is undeniable 100% proof that God is real. God is real, and it's going to be quantified and proven by a monthly amount that goes into your bank account. It's all predestined to happen, and so that's
Miss
why we're
Katie,
here.
you're like got big eyeballs over there. What are your questions? What are you thinking that might you
How
might
does it
wanna...
feel? How does it feel?
I love it. I mean, I just love it. I guess my question is how, or like, what's that first step, you know? And then what are all the steps? But like, what's the first step?
The first, everything is in place. The first thing to do is to feel and know what's right for you. That's the absolute first, the first step. You have to know and feel this is right for you, and just start with us with your initial peaking experience that you do. Now it's really important.
You should do it tonight.
That it's
while
really
he's
important
here.
that a person is able to do that, right? The peaking is what I was sent back with. It's the words of God that allow a person to be vulnerable with themselves, allow them to be honest with themselves, so that the portal of God moves aside, opens up. Because what a peaking is doing is taking your unconscious mind and spirit and moving it into timelessness. And when it moves into timelessness, Katie, you will hear and you will be saying the words of what God is saying for you right now. Like, I've done over 20,000 of these. They're all different. They're never the same, but they are always meant to help the person at the place that they're at right now. That's the first step to see if you can do that. If you can't do that, you're not ready for what we do, right?
Gotcha. That makes sense. I like that. So it's like your truth coming.
It's God speaking through you. It's God literally speaking through you, and we record them.
Wow.
And what your coach is, Ahava would be your coach. She is just there. And what God is doing now is Revelation 21 with the new heaven and new earth that's coming in, it's timelessness. It's what God is. That's what's coming in now. So the stream of timelessness that you're receiving, your coach is right here also receiving the words to help you connect that stream of timelessness so that you have the most profound experience possible.
You ever have mango from here?
I love mango.
Oh, there you go.
Thank you.
That was good. I'm gonna cut up some more.
Beautiful.
So if she joins, like, she signs up and this, okay, let's talk about this document then. So she says, okay, Ahava, I'm going to try this with you.
Okay, so what this is a look at what you can expect to have happen. This is God's inheritance for you. I have the power of 2 or 3 or 4, but I suggest that everyone move in the power of 4. What the power of 4 is when you work with your 4 students, okay, and it's just scaled out on a monthly basis. So at the end of the first month, you would put in your $129. You got your power of 4. You get back your $129. So your return on investment is 100%. So you haven't lost anything. But as your team scales their model out, what it does is it grows to this level. So as the power of 4 expands itself, within a 6-month period, you would be at your $8,300 or your $100,000 level, okay, which would be yours forever, okay, on an after-tax basis. No one is ever going to leave you. So the 4 people that you are working with are never going to leave because of the benefit that they are personally receiving as their perception of God increases, but from a monetary expenses as well. So if somebody is receiving a gift of $8,300 a month, are they going to stop their $129 a month? No. That's why you're never going to lose anybody.
Well, but it's also, we're building discipleship. There's closeness, there's intimacy. You're working with people. They're being vulnerable with you. You're building really, really close, just like Yeshua Jesus did when he was discipling his guys. And they met and they broke bread and they hung out. That's what you're doing, even if it's online with you're coaching them, but you're being coached. So it's this big family of people who are trying to manifest heaven in their lives.
Absolutely, and it's all done through God's frequency. This is God's predestined frequency for everybody to have this. This is what everybody has to have. This is what breaks the monetary matrix.
They're not in poverty anymore.
Exactly. When you have that $100,000 after tax level, that means that you are one person of those 144,000 that are going to break that monetary matrix, that dark force matrix of evil, of chaos, of fear, of central banks, of governments, of corporations that is limiting humanity. Nothing has happened by chance. Everybody is exactly where they are right now. But this is what breaks it. This is what I was allowed to bring back and bring into the Church of Eden right now.
Wow, awesome. So Katie, could you handle 5 hours a week to bring in that kind of money a month?
After tax.
Making friends, helping other brothers and sisters get healed, set free, and delivered in Christ's name.
Are we talking 8,333?
Yes. Yes.
A month?
After a month.
I mean, 5 hours a week, yeah, for sure.
That's what this mission is. That's what the Church of Eden is all about. This is our eternalization program within the church that allows people to understand the now